Let's talk to the team just a minute. I want to let them
Sure.
fill you in on sort of where things are.
Yeah.
So let's start with Jim. You want to talk a little bit about the web service and what's going on?
Sure, Aaron. The big news yesterday was making a switch in database managers. We started targeting MySQL. Now we're targeting PostgreSQL, which has a really nice feature in that we can efficiently do queries based on location. And since this app really revolves around where people are and where other people are, that's a real plus. Unfortunately, the code that I'd written up to yesterday was all talking to MySQL. So I've gone through and changed that stuff so that it can call either MySQL or PostgreSQL.
Okay.
And you made a comment about slowing down the whole team. And part of the experience yesterday working on this code is that every 10, 15 minutes, Manuel or Matei or Peter would say, the server doesn't work anymore. And I would have to go and figure out what I just broke and fix it. So to keep that from happening too much as we make the big switch over to the new database, part of what I'm working on today is a test suite that can test the server backend, and so that I can find out before they find out that I've broken the server, and hopefully slow them down a little less.
Okay. Good. Great. Peter, speaking of the server and getting data from the server, tell us a little bit about how we're actually going and getting the data.
Well, the guts of it is we're all working on different pages of data that have to show all this information from this database, which is sitting on a server, and a lot of people may be using this across the world. So we needed to sort of take away the complexity of dealing with the transfer of all the information. So we wanted a common class that could deal with the security aspects. There's passwords going back and forward. There's data coming back in different formats. There's text files, which are encoded, these JSON files. And we wanted to have a single thing that could take these files and convert them into things that they could use without having to deal with the underlying file format. And the same with images as well. And all this data has to be up to date, and we wanted to allow for when the internet connection might have disappeared. And so there's things to deal with aging the data and just managing the whole process of getting timely information into your hands. And that's the central class. We're all using it now, and it's been needing little tweaks as we go, but it's that's basically pumping the data around, and it's working well.
That's great. And one of the treats of it is the way it has a cache of the data, so that if you're not online, you can actually browse your events and things. So that's been very neat. So thank you, Peter.
That's good.
David is going to be doing
ads. So I'm going to be implementing the Google AdSense SDK for the iPhone. This isn't something that's publicly available yet, so I was able to convince them to let us use it. And so what I'm going to be doing is figuring out how to put Google Ads into the browse view of the application. I guess we've changed it to the events view. And so one of the challenges that we face is figuring out the right balance. You know, we don't want to detract from the user experience there. So I'll be working with the designers to figure out where it should be, how it should appear, how frequently it should come up. And so basically what I've been doing is, I've started with just getting the ad to appear. So the way that works is it has what's called a static library. It's a bunch of code that Google gives us, and that kind of talks to their servers and implements the ads. So I put that in there, and when the time comes and I want an ad, I say, hey, I want an ad, and it sends back a view, and then I put that view where I want it. In the application, and likely what we'll implement is some sort of way where if you're not interested in the ad, where you can exit out, so that way you don't have to look at it. Because if it's an ad you're not interested in, having it there isn't really going to make any difference for anybody. So if we have time, I'll try to do something like that as well. This is something that I've implemented before, but not quite in this way in an application, and so that'll be interesting. But yeah, that's kind of the gist of it.
Great. All right, Cosmo, should we do a little sign off here? Thank you so much. We're going to go back to doing some work, try and make the app better by tonight.
Yep. Great.
Great.
Yeah, I'll leave you to work, and then, yeah, probably we'll have like more interventions during the day, live interventions, so
Okay.
stay there.